Very much for that. We're going to dig in now a little more into the legal side of this. We can speak to Jeff Lewis, constitutional lawyer. Thanks for coming on the programme.
Thanks for having me.
So, first of all, what's your immediate reaction? Let's start with the birthright issue. What was your immediate reaction when you heard that decision?
It was no big surprise. Anybody who heard oral argument or heard Justice Roberts' questions knew this decision was going to come out this way, and that Roberts and Barrett were going to join the liberal 3 justices in this decision.
And what's your opinion on it?
I think it got it right. For over 150 years, the law has been that a child merely need to prove that he or she was born here to obtain citizenship. And the text of the 14th Amendment doesn't say otherwise. So I agree with today's decision, and it's not a big surprise.
Okay, and I asked Anthony, I'll ask you as well. What do you make of Donald Trump's response saying, well, all right, we're going to try again through Congress? I know that may be a little bit out of your area of expertise, but what do you make of that as an approach?
Yeah, your correspondent had it exactly right, that constitutional amendment is required, not an act of Congress. And constitutional amendments are very hard to come by. I don't think President Trump understands exactly the process for amending our Constitution.
Okay, more broadly, some of the other decisions did go in Donald Trump's favour. What have you made of the decision-making process and the rationale of the Supreme Court over its last few decisions?
Yeah, yesterday was a bombshell day in terms of empowering the presidency, the executive, in terms of his ability to fire at will the heads or any employee of agencies. It really increased his power and his ability to shape policy. So the Supreme Court definitely granted him a big victory yesterday.
And moving forward, can we learn anything from any future decisions or current things that they are pondering? Does today's decisions lead us in any direction? Because the received wisdom, of course, has been that with the conservative weighting of the Supreme Court, we're expecting Donald Trump to get much more decisions go in his direction. Not true today, though.
Yeah, I think if there's any through line or any theme of yesterday and today's decisions, it's the 6-3 majority of conservative justices still are concerned about consistency and predictability and stability. So yesterday, they issued a decision preserving the independence of the Federal Reserve and this issue in terms of birthright citizenship. They are concerned with not making big changes.
Jeff Lewis, thanks so much for coming on the programme.